You 25 years flipping burgers, and that's all you doing. You just have no ambition, and you're kept right there because of the government programs. Colty 77 says, too many people working minimum wage jobs, can't afford food, heat and winter, rent, car maintenance on a 20-year-old car. My thing is, people gotta just get better skills. There are a lot of available jobs that pay more than minimum wage, but people are often comfortable at a low level of existence because they have all the government programs to keep them satisfied to a certain extent. Why would I go and get more skills and more education to make more money when I can work this low skill job and then get government benefits? When you add them all up, it'd be the equivalent of what I would get if I was to go get more skills and get a better job. That's the mentality, which is a defeatist mentality because you're never going to be able to get beyond that. Like you see guys working at Burger King for 25 years and they never did anything else other than flip burgers. It's like, bro, 25 years at Burger King. At that point, you should be a manager. You should be a regional director, whatever they call it. You should have your own Burger King. Where's the advancement? Where's the progression? You're able to stay right in that comfortable space because you are being subsidized by the government. It's just very simple. That's why so many people are talking about minimum wage. Back in the day, the argument was 5 for 15. Remember? I covered that and I said what would happen if you raise the minimum wage artificially like that by the state. You're going to force businesses to adjust, and what's going to happen is one or two things, or both. You're going to have higher costs to cover the newly higher wages, or you're going to have job loss, and the people who do have their jobs still will work harder. Let's say, for example, here's a good example I'm talking about. Let's say you could flip burgers for $7.25 an hour. Now, for me, when I was 16, getting into the job market, that would have been great. It's my first job. I don't have any real bills. I'm living at home with my mom. I'm in high school. I'm a junior in high school. It's great for me. Now, an adult who's like 27 and he might have a kid and he trying to do something else on the side for a second job, that's not going to be the best thing for him. But if the pay was $25 an hour, now all of a sudden that job becomes attractive to everybody, not just very young people for their first job. So how am I going to compete as a 16-year-old with no experience with a 27-year-old with experience? He got a wife and kids. He's going to be here on time. He got transportation. He's not walking, riding the bus like me, like I was at that time. How can I compete with him? You see? And then that guy, once he gets in there, is going to say, we want more money. I think we just need to get better skills and get better jobs and truly advance in society. And I think if there were fewer of these programs, we would be forced to advance rather than just staying comfortable, getting fat on the stamps. Because I'm reading comments, people talking about, well, you Americans don't want to work. That's why the illegal aliens are here. Some is the key word. Some Americans don't want to work. You're correct about that, but not all. Unfortunately, the some get wrapped up into the all as just Americans in general. And then that's their excuse for bringing in the illegal aliens. Okay, that's the excuse. But if the welfare state wasn't there, then all of this wouldn't even be able to happen. The illegal aliens would have no hook, no magnet to bring them here, and people would have no crutch upon which to lean and use as an excuse to not actually advance forward in their career, to not actually gain any more skills. Like I said, you 25 years flipping burgers, and that's all you doing. You just have no ambition, and you're kept right there because of the government programs. Mind the Drift says, pretty soon you'll make more at Wendy's than being a surgeon or a lawyer. That's the goal, ain't it? That's the goal, ain't it? And if that's the case, then what would be the incentive to become a doctor or a lawyer or anything like that? Why would you go to medical school for years and years and years and years? Why would you study hard? Why would you work hard? Why would you do anything when you don't have to? Just like Zoran Mamdani. He's promising all these free things. Why would you actually work when everything is free? On paper, what he's saying makes sense to some people until you actually, do a little bit of a research on previous instances of this being done. And when you realize how human beings are, when you incentivize humans to do nothing, they often do nothing. And when you have no workers, when you have no productivity, you're going to have no money ultimately. Those who are working, those who are productive get squeezed to death and they get run off. So all you're going to have is a bunch of people with their hand out, with their cup, begging for money, but there's no money to put in the cup. There's no food to put in the cup. Ain't no water to put in the cup because those who had the resources, those who were ambitious and skilled and actually worked and produced things, they have left.